Hello everyone and welcome back to Mount Max. This is episode number 5 and it is weird to be back. Yes, let's take a look at everything we built during the previous episode. So we added the train connection on both sides and we have train stop in the center of the city. We also added a few fully customized parks and we also increased our commercial offer in the suburbs of the city. Now in today's episode, we are going to build a new interchange to add an access to the city. We also going to create an actual whole new neighborhood with high schools and industrial area. And without further ado, let's get into it. So let me start with the fact that I actually built that intersection before the previous episode, and that's what you can actually see it in the last episode. It was already built. I just forgot to put all of these different things that I'm doing right now into the other episode. So this is gonna be a very bad looking intersection. Unfortunately, I'm gonna try to fix it down the road because it's gonna be a lot of change in this area. But right there, what you see me is putting some retaining wall just to try to make it as flat and as neat as possible. And then here we're gonna try to match the other side. We're gonna just put some land over there. We're gonna fill the gap so we don't have to bridge everything and try to minimize as much bridging we're gonna do. And after this, we're gonna just slowly slope it into the level of the highway. So yes, you see me struggling a lot here, and between me and you, I feel like it was easier to do this kind of thing and only this kind of thing in road building. I'm talking about in City Skyline 1 over City Skyline 2. And I actually don't remember City Skyline 1 without mods as much as this because I clearly never actually played without mods. But here, to be honest, I miss Move It, and when we were able to actually slope everything in a perfect slope, afterward, that's what I miss a lot. So this is a very ugly intersection. Look at this, it's very slow. I don't like it. I don't like the way it look. I don't like how it's just dangerous, it's just crazy. For the other area, we actually gonna have a roundabout meeting just over there, so we can have a flow that's gonna be pretty steady. And we're gonna add some retaining wall all around here and then smooth everything out just as much as possible like this, so it doesn't look too crazy out of hand. And here we're gonna try to remove all of the bridging area. So now we're gonna build a little park in this community here. We're just gonna add some path all around, some trees, benches, just to make it feel like an actual community. Okay, that's not too bad. Pretty inviting, right? Now you see there's an empty block right here, and we're gonna do something similar with different kind of building. So I'm just gonna add a road to the side. We're gonna have a bunch of medium density or small shape size, higher density, and I want to have a parking lot in this one because it's a lot of apartment. We are gonna get rid of some of the parking spot over here, and we're gonna add some path to make sure there's easy access, and I'm gonna have to recreate some of the parking spot right there like this. Unfortunately, these ones are just for show, they're not gonna be able to be used. That's a lot of empty space by this new intersection we created, so I want to add a buffer of tree all along the highway just to make sure that the houses, the businesses, they just don't get too much noise. And here we're gonna add some commercial area as well, just to fill in all of the gaps. And while we're at it, this one here, I had some how do you call that, medium density row I think, but they are not actually building because the ground are still polluted right now. So I'm gonna go with some different kind of uses. I added some commercial, and we'll just wait for the rest to actually fill out. Here, this is fire station, and I just want to make it fill the gap a bit better. So we're gonna add some custom parking over there. We're gonna add a gate here and there, and a couple assets, these fire trucks. Unfortunately, the fire engines, they're gonna block the traffic down the road. You're gonna see that, like just right there, the post mail, they cannot go anymore. I still don't know how I can figure this out. Unfortunately, they just keep annoying me every time I prop them around. Alright, it's time to go on a spending spree and buy some tiles. We are gonna create a whole new neighborhood in this area over here. This is gonna be our new axle, north, south, and east, west over here, and we're actually gonna make it end up into this roundabout right there, just like this. So the roads are pretty big right now, but I'm trying to get something that's gonna be very, very consequent. You're gonna see it's gonna be actual seaport over here. So right now I just want to see if it's gonna fit, but we are not gonna add it until down the road over here. And I'm gonna go for one way here all the way to this road, and then it's gonna go back into that other road in a circle just like this. You're gonna see in just a second. And this one like this. Here we go, all the way there. Now, I'm not a big fan of these curves. They are a bit too tight to my liking, and I might come up with something better down the road. We'll see how it feels. Or who knows, I'm not even gonna like maybe this whole area. I'm not sure yet. Right now, that's the idea. That's what we're gonna go for. I still struggle to create this perfect grid. It's very frustrating, but let's keep going like this. I'm trying to limit the amount of access onto the main road from this side street, but here we have a bunch of industries, and then we're gonna have some office and commercial as a buffer to the residential area that's gonna be right there. You see me making a bridge over here. We're gonna have a nice beautiful park on this little island in the next episode, I think. So facing the main road, I'm gonna have some commercial uses. Actually, you see that what I just did is a mistake. I'm gonna take it back, and we are, as I just said, gonna have some commercial use, and then on the other side we're gonna have some raw units, just a couple ones. I'm gonna make sure also to add some parking, because even if it can be friendly for pedestrians in this area, still a lot of people are gonna come from out of town, and there's not much public connection yet. I want to make sure that I have some pockets of offices as well, and some higher density buildings. So here's a little time lapse on how it's gonna look. Now for my school access, I'm gonna create my own road. I want a one-way with 3 lanes, with the middle lane being a bus lane just for in the morning or in the afternoon to pick up the kids. The bus can just go through it. So it's more like for shows and an actual use. It's not really, I think, going to be an issue in the game, but in real life that will be actually something very important, I think. So we're going to go this way, and then we're going to go branch on both sides as a one way. Left is going to be for the elementary school, and the right side is going to be for the high school. So elementary school, we have a huge need for it, so I'm gonna have something very, very big in terms of size. We're gonna use that big elementary school. I'm not the most giant fan about the design of it. I think it's too... It doesn't look like an elementary school to me. It looks more like a high school, a European high school or dormitory. But I think it's a very good asset though. So here we're gonna have a drop-off area. Again, that's a road that I just created for it. And we're gonna add some sidewalk on one side of it. and on the other side actually we're gonna leave it empty, and I'm just gonna have some trees after down the road. For the high school side, we're gonna do pretty much the same thing. So I'm gonna have this drop-off area right here, and the building fit perfectly just like that. Again, the high school, not a giant fan to me. It looks more like a college than a high school. The park area of that school is way too big, well too landscaped to my liking, but we're gonna add later down the road all of these additions, upgrades, and it's gonna be feeling better. Now I want to make sure that I add a lot of parking for these areas. They are major spot for the city, and I'm gonna use these long parking assets, and I'm gonna have to create a couple road over here. This is gonna fit perfectly, and I'm actually gonna mirror what I have right there to make it fit on the other side just like this. And we're gonna add an extra park over here. Now I want to create my own gymnasium because I don't think the other one is gonna fit here very well. It's a bit bulkier than what I wished, so I don't have much room and I need to fit a lot of things here, so I'm just gonna create it myself. We're gonna start with these decals, it's amazing, and then I'm gonna put some standing. I'm gonna go for the big one on the south side with not everything is gonna be covered with a roof. We're gonna add some extension like this. And on the other side I'm gonna have the lower ground, and this will be for the away team. Now let's find all of the different props we need. We're gonna add some field goal on both sides. I want them also to be able to play soccer, so I'm gonna have some soccer goals, I guess that's how you call them, onto the side, and I want also some training equipment just like this. So we are building in the US, so let's remember to add a lot of parking, particularly for the high schools, because students in the US, they may drive, and this one, I really like this parking lot. I think it's a very interesting asset. The thing is, I don't like the way the road just end over here on this side, so on most of them you're gonna see me, I'm gonna create costume road with invisible road, sorry, and then I'm just gonna add some graphics over there to make it look like it's an actual road part of I mean, they're gonna use it anyway, and I don't want it to be too neat, so I'm gonna add some usage like this, you know, some like stains and all of these kind of little details that can make it a bit more real. And here I don't like the way that road is going straight into the mains. I wanted to access through the drop-off area, so I'm gonna create this. Unfortunately, so it took me a while to figure out how to do it, but the worst part about it is I finally made it work here. This is what I'm very annoyed at every time I play with surfaces, is a wrong thing and boom, everything just disappears and you cannot get it back. You just need to draw it, all of this. So this is a pretty easy one. It's not very complex, but when you have a complex shape, that's why it becomes very hard. So I was able to finally get rid of that road that was going here, but the graphics, I am not able to do anything. So unfortunately, that's the best I have right now, right here. I think I might cover it down the road. I need to stop saying down the road every 5 minutes. I am so sorry about this, but I think I'm gonna put now maybe a kiosk or a checkpoint. That would be a good idea right there, so we don't see actually the marking over here on the side, because I'm trying to put these things over there and I don't think they're gonna look good. Now for the basketball court, we're gonna add some ground surface and the basketballs, of course. I'm thinking about some asphalt for the ground surface, but first let's add some of the marking over here. I actually did not know we had them, or I couldn't know where to find them, so now I was looking for something else and I was able to find them, so that's perfect. But here I want to add some ground stands, and I'm gonna go for the lower one like this. I love all of these little props that I can just find out. It just helped me to complete and make this so much more realistic. I wish I had more room between the stadium field and the stadium track. Usually that's where the thing goes, but it looks fine like this. Here I'm just gonna add a bunch of surfaces here, and I'm also gonna make them pedestrian friendly, actually, where I'm gonna add a walkway on it so the people can actually use it in real life, just like this. I'm gonna go all around the parking lots so everybody can walk over here. I'm gonna make a little plaza as well. I don't know how to be able to make this side work, but it's gonna be fine like this. Now this is gonna be perfect for the field itself, but I need to make sure it's straight so it doesn't look out of place. Now we're gonna build a new connection over here. I want this to be able to connect into our new intersection down for the highway over there, but I need to make sure that my bridge is not gonna be too big. So for this I'm trying to limit the size of the track and make their meet with the main track a bit sooner, and now I can have this bridge right there and it fits perfectly like this. And now we're gonna have a gentle curve meeting both sides just like this, and it's gonna be a direct access from this new neighborhood to the highway. And here we're gonna have a beautiful 2-lane large roundabout. And now we're just gonna correct everything, make sure everything looks good, and since my industry demand came back up, we're just gonna fill the gap over here. Alright, now let's take a look at everything we achieved in this episode. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. So I really hope you're happy we are back to Mount Mac. I still have a lot of things planned for next week. I actually already shot the episode and I really hope you're gonna like it. Encore merci à tous. Thank you so much and I'll see you next week. Bye bye. À bientôt.